Miss me with that love story. How could you love me? You ain't even got love for me. Let's keep it hood. You give me pain, I fuck you good.
Dvd.
You ain't gotta explain nothing that's
Poemstars
understood.
Dvd.
Facts.
Check out that Poemstars
Brown is
Dvd.
down as Jackie Brown, my little Bonnie. Robbing niggas around
Vegas,
the town.
the founder. Poemstars
Dvd.
When I say poem, you say stars. Poemstars, Poemstars. What?
We need to change. I need to change. You need to change. We need to change. And I'm not talking nickel quarters and dimes. I'm talking being fathers to your daughters and keep your sons away from crimes. I'm talking this whole world getting in order because we so out of line. Before we run out of time, we need to change for the better. Treat our women like queens because it's hard to be a king without a Coretta. We need to stay together. We need to pray together. Because united we stand and divided we fall forever. You see, we need to change and rearrange our mind frames because we quit putting chains on our wrists. Now they're putting chains on our brains to restrain both. They entertaining us with the drama of the famous, so rather pick up a pen, we rather pick up a remote. You see, I need to change. You need to change. We need to change.
I want to live in a world where I don't need to mortgage my home just to get a good education. Where it is easier for the mentally ill to receive proper mental health care than it is for them to obtain a firearm. I want to live in a world where someone doesn't take their life every 40 seconds. Where the 12 million vacant homes in America can be owned by the 4 million homeless. That's 3 per person. I want to live in a world where the 1% and the 99% can represent 100% of the good of man. Where our actions speak louder than our bank accounts. Where prisons and schools turn at-risk youth into model citizens. I want to live in a world where racism, sexism, discrimination, and oppression are extinct. Where love is a natural instinct and selflessness is a part of the common core. I want to live in a world where it's okay to say, I need to change. You need to change.
We need to change.
Like this silver thing in my pocket, if I took it out and dropped it, would you talk so much about it? Change. You see, it should be done monotonously with a lot less hypocrisy. You see, change is the only change that need most changing. Strangers only seem strange, but to call them strangers. Whatever happened to the term brother and sisters? Before we change anything, we gotta change this. I'm gonna spell it out. It should be C, carry, H, hope, A, N, never G, grow, E, envious. But before I try to change you, I gotta change self. And then we can change us. I need to change. You need to change. We need to change.
So the truth can show and the youth can grow, because who's to know what the future holds if we lose control and abuse our souls, well, lose our goals. So we need to change today for tomorrow, because the way that we are leads to pain and sorrow. So I need to change for what's right, because it's a never-ending fight between dark and the light, what's wrong and what's right. See, what's wrong and what's right is once you shine your light on the blind, you open their eyes and make them realize the real lies. Then it's no surprise that I need to change. You need to change. You need to change.
So he can remember how to smile again. And she can remember how to be a child again. And your only concern is if you will rhyme again. Instead of the rivers running down the cheek of Sabrina Fulton and Chrissy Quinones. 2 women who had to put their sons on trial post-death. Who knew that guilty convictions were based on image? Who knew that guilty convictions were based on culture? Who knew that guilty convictions were based on race? And the hood of my sweater will determine my morgue attendance date. There needs to be a difference. But you just sit there as we play call and response. Instead of being the response to this call. So every morning, I need you to look yourself in the mirror and say, I need to change. You need to change. We need to change. I need to change. You need to change. We need to change. So let's change.
All right.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Dear poetry, See, I love how you approached me and openly spoke to me to show me exactly what the world is as opposed to what it's supposed to be. And when I was younger, you told me to keep the people close to me, but never become the person that they chose for me. Always work hard at becoming the version of me that I could only hope to be. Especially nowadays with all of these different types of mental slavery, being yourself is now a way of luxury. Poetry told me it's a commodity. So again, words these I repeat. Especially nowadays with all of these different forms of mental slavery, being yourself is not a luxury. Poetry told me it should be a commodity. But it's sad that it's not high in demand. But you know what, poetry? I appreciate the time when you told me that love should be felt before it's heard. It should be seen before it's uttered. Because in a relationship, we need to make sure that love is a strong and powerful noun to prevent it from ever becoming a useless verb. Like ones that we've all heard, like I love you. You know what's funny about this one? That it's come to my attention that the love in that sentence has no representation to the individual who made the statement. More often than not, it's just used for the sake of conversation. It's a response, so in no way a dedication. For this, I lack patience. But I digress, because poetry, this is about you. And don't worry, love is gonna hear from me soon. Yo, poetry, we all appreciate the things you told Maya Angelou to tell us. Like, no matter how much they push me around and try to keep me below the sky, I still what? I rise. And for our women who might have lost their direction, even if it's just for an instant, you let them know they're still a blessing by telling them that they're phenomenal what? Phenomenal women. And back in the day, the things you gave to Marvin Gaye for him to take to the straight, let him know the straight is only temporary. Because even though life is rough, he told us, ain't no mountain high enough. So this is to you, dedication, my dear poetry.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's good too.
Come on, this is new shit, Steve.
I don't have new shit.
New shit.
I don't
New
have
shit.
I don't have new shit.
Look, you on the camera. Tell him he on camera. He on the spot. We putting you on the spot. You on the spot.
I don't have shit memorized.
Steve, you on the spot. Steve, thousands of viewers. Thousands of viewers. Yo. Steve, you live right now, Steve. You can't do that.
I'll reserve all of my criticisms for another day.
Fuck it, I'm doing my police brutality piece. Fuck it. I know a man. He wears a badge. She said, we all have numbers. Mine is stamped to a shield that I pin to my chest every morning as I watch my wife sleep. I know the only reason she can is because I came home the night before. My reward, cold dinner on the stovetop. He said, you know, this badge is a target. When I graduated from the academy, they didn't hand me a cape. They didn't tell me the perks of being a hero were things like sleeplessness, divorce, fatigue, paperwork, PTSD, having to dodge bullets just to secure good retirement benefits. They handed me a number. Do you know what it's like to walk around with a target over your heart? Well, he thought, what if that target was your skin and you couldn't take it off at the end of the day? I'm not saying it is, I'm saying maybe it feels like it. Every time you see another unarmed man killed by police brutality. As for me, I turn to my partner and say, maybe we need to do something differently. But in the locker rooms, I'm hearing jokes about stop and frisk. And at the morning brief, there are rumors about targeting minorities. Now these cops, they're good people who had justice in their childhood dreams, who only want to come home so their husbands and wives could sleep peacefully. But where is peace? Every morning when I walk up those steps and I see that blind justice staring down at me, I'm beginning to think maybe she's just colorblind. He said something happens when a gun is strapped to our hips, when we're told to uphold the laws but to make sure our quotas are met. A paradox persists. How can you uphold the laws without existing outside of them? He said 2 of my brothers in blue were assassinated in the street. Well, tonight we'll book men who have seen their brothers assassinated in the streets. Why can't we see? We all want the same thing. We all have numbers, he said, but none of us want to be reduced to one, because when you're lumped into a statistic, our collective humanity equals none. 121 police officers died in the line of duty last year. Well, over 1,000 men and women were killed by law enforcement. Now, I'm not saying it's simple. I'm not saying it's easy. In fact, I'm saying it's hard to reconcile what my higher-ups are telling me. Avoid racial profiling, but they can't define suspicious activity. Meanwhile, the people in the community are suspicious of me. How can I protect and serve if I can't protect people from me? He said, I've been questioned. There are people in this city that equate murderers with police. While the police are turning their backs on the mayor, this is not how things are supposed to be. He said, every night, when I take that badge off my chest, that one that I wear most honorably. I know I'm one of the lucky ones, because we all just want to come home. We all want to know that our loved ones are safe, but for those who don't, they're not just numbers. Every single one of us have to carry their names.
We need a poem. We need something, Vegas. Come on. How you doing?
We're in the way though.
You got a poem for us? Yo, Vegas.
Do I have something?
Yes, I know you got something for us. Vegas is Hollywood right now, so I know.
I can read something.
A little something. We just need a little something, man. You on the spot. Thousands of viewers. You on the spot.
But it could be just a thing by itself. That could be like an intro.
Even though I just got you recording inside.
That sounds like 'cause I got
We
you,
need
I
an
got
exclusive one. We need you on the street corners.
Go into something.
I am not a place for cowards. I ate flowers because I wanted so badly to be beautiful. And after placing that superficial on its illegitimate pedestal, I still believe myself was all I was.
That's all we get? That's all we get? Poemstars DVD.
I just want to give a couple announcements really quick. We have a show at Roosevelt Public Library on the 25th. It's a free event. You get free refreshments. The community's going to come out. We're going to have it on TV. So we definitely want you guys to come out. But for now, you guys can visit us on poemstarentertainment.com and also Poemstars on any social media. Thank you.
I know that I be wildin' boo, but I ain't never mean to take away your smile from you. I recognize I was doing shit a child.